So, I've got this buddy, and if I were to call him right now and say, hey man, it's a gorgeous day, why don't we go sit on the patio and have a couple of beers? He'd be like, hell yes, and we're doing tequila shots. He's that guy, right? Which is fine, I like to have a good time, that's cool. The problem is, if I kick up the party spectrum, he's gonna come over the top, right? So I called him the other day and I was like, hey man, I bought tickets to go see this Pink Floyd cover band. It's supposed to be pretty cool. Why don't we take some gummies and go check out some live music? And he's like, dude, we're gonna drop LSD in our dick holes. I'm like, whoa, bro, slow down. Like, whatever happens if I invite this dude to do shrooms with me, I'm afraid he's gonna show up with like fentanyl suppositories and a blowgun. You know what I mean? Like, 2 drinks into my night, he's gonna be like, spread them cheeks, bro. So I don't go out with this dude anymore. I don't party with him anymore. It makes my ass hurt. But my latest obsession lately is shows about the frontier. Like cowboys and ranchers and settlers and shit, can't get enough of it. And as much as I love those shows, I will admit that it makes me feel really insecure watching an episode of like 1883 or something like that. You guys into that Yellowstone, 1883 stuff at all? Those shows? All right, good. So, those were like real men back then, right? Like you had to have some significant skills back then to survive. You can't build a house, you're homeless. You can't hunt or farm, you're gonna go hungry. And I can't build shit. I'm a terrible shot, and the closest I come to farming is making a salad at Whole Foods, right? Not exactly a manly resume, right? I'll admit that. So if you're gonna drop me into 1883, I would need to find some creative ways to survive. I know that. I picture a bunch of cowboys sitting around a fire and they're drinking whiskey, playing guitar, singing songs, having syphilis, you know, cowboy shit. And they're cooking the critter they shot earlier that day. And then there's me, hiding behind a rock in the shadows, right? And I'm scared, I'm cold, I'm hungry, and I'm like, hey you guys, can I have some of the rabbit? I'll suck your dick. And then that's it for me, like that's my brand, right? You can't live down that kind of reputation, sucking dick on the range for rabbit meat, right? Word's gonna spread, the townsfolk are gonna be talking about me. I can hear a couple of guys in the saloon like, did you guys just get back into town? Yeah, me and the boys got in late last night. That was a long trek. We got a little lonely, but thank God we ran into Ryan the dick-sucking cowboy. That crazy son of a bitch blew the whole posse for a can of beans. So ridiculous. So, I've been married for a little while now, and I've been married for a little while now, and the good news is, my wife and I no longer argue. All right, well that's not true. We just don't call it arguing. My wife now calls it open and honest communication about why I'm wrong. That probably feels familiar for some of you guys in here, right? But if we do argue, we have a weird way of doing it. We don't argue face to face, we argue through our dog. Any dog owners in here? Yeah, come on. All right. So this might sound familiar to you guys. So I'll hear my wife in the other room talking about me, complaining about me to the dog. And it's just loud enough that I can hear her, but she uses that cute voice that we use when we talk to dogs like they're kids, so the shit talking doesn't sound so nasty. You know what I mean? But I'll hear something like, your daddy is the messiest man ever. I spent half my life cleaning up after his ass. Maybe he should take mommy out to dinner and show her some appreciation. And this happens so often, I swear to God, my dog knows his role as like the canine counselor. So he comes into the room where I am, looking at me, just waiting for me to pour gasoline on the fire, which of course I do. Maybe if daddy got some more blowies around here, mommy'd be going on more fucking dinner dates. And then the dog scurries off, he knows what I've done. You guys ever just completely ignore your partner's safe word when you're having sex? No, I'll tell you why I do it. So I get her all strapped down like I'm moving a couch in a pickup truck, right? And then I lean down and I say, remember, all you have to do is say pineapple. And I'm gonna stop it and tell you right away, I promise. And I give her a little kiss on the forehead, because I'm a fucking gentleman. And then I jam a ball gag in her mouth. And a couple of minutes later, her eyes are bugging out and she's screaming, "Weirdo! Weirdo!" So I take off my shop goggles. my psycho brain says, Idaho was definitely not the agreed upon safe word. She must really be into this. Guess I'm gonna keep putting stuff in her bed. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming out and supporting.